What in the world is that? A what? No, it ain't. No. You know, I got you guys here to try to help me focus and concentrate, to keep my, no, no. And that's another reason them chairs are back, Skinny, so they can't hear you on the camera. I don't want to hear nothing from you. If you can't zip it up, then I don't need you anymore. Hey guys. Come on. Yeah, I'm late. I'm running late. Get your seats. Hey, what are you guys doing? Leave that back there, Lewis. Move them chairs back where they was when you come in. Right there. See that dent in the carpet where it was sitting? It's called social distancing. What'd you think they's back there for? Yeah, I put them back there. I want them back there. I don't want you right here in my face. Right. Right. Okay. I'm running a little late today. I got a lot of things to do. I wanted to try to make this little video. I've been thinking about making it for 3 or 4 days now, but haven't been able to get to it. Had some things come up. My brother Kurt, he's in the hospital. Had some problems with his kidneys, and he was in ICU over the weekend, so good thoughts for him, please. Dealing with that and a few other things. But get this little video made. This video, I don't know where the title of it will be, East Street Hill, but if it isn't, it should be. I want to talk about the East Street Hill. Most of you know, if you watched any of my videos. By the way, if you haven't watched any of my videos, right now, hit that little subscribe button down there in the corner and subscribe. Doesn't cost you anything, doesn't hurt nothing, you don't have to do anything else but hit that button. If it turns out that you don't like me at all and don't want to ever see another one again, you can just hit it again and it'll unsubscribe. So subscribe to my channel and you'll get notification on my future videos, and hit that little like button, gives me the thumbs up. Just makes me feel good. Make me feel good today. Do something nice today. Where was I? Okay, 15th Street. I lived on East 15th Street. 526 East 15th Street. Second house on the corner of 15th and F on the south side of 15th Street. Today, and you're going to be looking, you're probably looking at it already in this video, you're going to be looking at a picture of that house that I lived in. It's a little bit different now. Had steps come out of the middle of the porch back in those days instead of on the west end, and come right down through the bank onto the sidewalk. Somebody over the years has moved those steps and closed the porch off up there. You can probably look at the picture and see it. You can tell by looking at that picture too that 15th Street right there is a pretty fair hill itself. In fact, one of the things we did in the wintertime for fun was when we'd get a snowstorm late in the evening, and we'd hear tires spinning out there on 15th Street, my brothers and sisters and I'd run out on the front porch and watch people try to come up that hill on East 15th Street. They'd get a traffic jam over on Highway 50, which was 16th Street, and so some of them would come off that way. They wasn't from Bedford, so they didn't know any better. They come off that way instead of going the other way where 17th Street was flat. They come off that way and they'd try to make that 15th Street hill. To my recollection, when we had fresh snow on the ground and it was cold, and that snow got over an inch or inch and a half deep, no one ever made it over the top of the 15th Street hill unless they had chains or snow tires. And most of these people didn't, you know, just started snowing. There they were. And sometimes they'd get as far up the hill as our house, but then they'd get over against the curb, cattywampered, or into somebody else's car that was parked there or something. And East 15th Street was a formidable hill, but it was nothing compared to the East Street hill that come down from 14th Street to 15th Street. And cars wouldn't even try to go up that if it was slick looking. They wouldn't even give it a second thought. They'd turn around and go somewhere else, because the East Street hill is several degrees steeper than the 15th Street hill. And what I'm going to tell you about here, and I'm just going to tell you about it, and then we're probably kind of going to go on. What in the world is that? A what? No, it ain't. No. You know, I got you guys here to try to help me focus and concentrate, to keep my, no. And that's another reason them chairs are back skinny, so they can't hear you on the camera. I don't want to hear nothing from you. If you can't zip it up, then I don't need you anymore. If you don't want to come and do what I need you to do, I don't need you. I don't need you to come and do what you think you should do. I need you to come and do what I want you to do. I'm the guy paying you. That's the way life is. The guy that's paying you can ask you to do something, and if you don't do it, he don't have to pay you no more. No, you ain't got no union. What kind of union would you have to come sit in my building? No. And I ain't even dealing with you. I'm dealing with him. Look at that thing he's got there. Let me see that. A Koozie cup. Ain't no Koozie cup. Hand it up here. Give me that. Look at that. Would you look at that? What do you think that is? What is that? What is that in there? I hope. Mountain Dew, he said. And you don't have no idea. Where'd you get this? Ray Bob got it. He had a kidney stone. Ray Bob had a kidney stone, and they told him to drink lots of liquid, and they give him this. And you think this is to drink lots of liquid out of? It's a urinal, you moron. Yeah, you pee in it. That's why I asked you what that was in there. It looked like somebody might have already done it. No. Yeah, here, have it back. No. Did you wash that thing before you put that in? How you know that Ray Bob hadn't already? You stole it out of his bedroom when he got home. Thought it was a Koozie cup. Thought it was cool. Alright. No, yeah. They're wanting him. They didn't give him that to drink out of. They give it to him to pee in. Yeah. They want to know, and they want him to know if he passed a kidney stone. Did they give him? They give him a little, like a funnel too, right? Had a screen in the bottom of it. You didn't see that? Well, they did. They give it to him. They want him use that when he had to go to the bathroom, and then pour it through that little funnel, so if he passed that kidney stone, that screen would catch it, he'd know it. They wanted him to put that in a baggie or something, bring it back to him. Yeah, know how to treat him. Oh, Koozie cup. This kid in the picture of the radio flyer wagon is, I'm guessing, somewhere between 7 and 9-year-old me. And this kid, fearless to the point of being scary. There wasn't nothing that he wouldn't do on a dare, or if he thought it would be fun, or if he thought it'd be an adventure, he was all for it. And the E Street Hill, just being there, was an affront to him. He had that wagon, and he was determined that he was going to take it to the top of the E Street Hill and come down the hill riding in that wagon. And I'm not going to bore you with that. He started about a fourth of the way up the hill with trial runs, and that thing was... Did you ever ride in a coaster wagon? The mechanism they got to steer them is that they instead of calling that the handle or the whatever it is they call that thing, the steering mechanism, they ought to call it a suicide stick, because it don't do nothing but cause the front end to wobble, or if you get it just a little bit out of straight going fast, it just turns them wheels under you, and you go like this, end over end. So I was a little older when that picture was taken, and I'm ashamed to tell you that, because the older I got, the smarter I should have got, but I didn't. I got braver, and I finally got up to the point where I took that wagon clear to the top of the E Street Hill, right there where Foot Street comes out, looks like an alley, but the hill goes up past Middle Point, and then it crests and goes back down a little bit to 14th Street. Right at the crest of that hill, I sat down in that wagon, got my feet up in it, got hold of the steering mechanism, and Kurt and Tom and Jack Shortridge give me a push to get me going, and down that hill I went, and made it all the way to the bottom. Every time when I was a young man, they come out with a cartoon called Calvin and Hobbes, and occasionally, a lot of times it was on a sled down a steep hill, but a lot of times it was in a wagon too. Calvin and this tiger, little stuffed tiger that he had that he imagined was a big fierce tiger, they went down hills like that. And every time I saw them do that, I thought of those days when I went down the East Street Hill in my wagon. I've just been wanting to tell that story in a video, and undertook it today, and it's probably going to be almost all the video, because I've had to waste all my video time with these morons and his Koozie cup. Get away from the insanity that's going on out here in front of me. It's a wonder I can concentrate well enough to do anything back here. You guys are supposed to be helping me focus, and it's a circus out there all the time. Going to stop, and I've been active, been out and about, bought a few things. So I'm going to show you one of the things I bought. I don't know whether it's in progress or it's finished, but I'll show it to you and talk to you about it a little bit. Then we'll offer it for sale, and then we'll get back to closing this video up. Right here behind me, you might have been able to see it during the video, I'm not sure. Alright. What you're looking at there, and you see that? I don't know how well you can see it. I'm going to hold it up. That is what's known as a Putnam die cabinet. That's die, D-Y-E. And you can see the logo there on the inside. That's a paper label on the inside of that. And this thing at one time probably had that same paper label on the front of the door, or maybe back here on the back. I'm not sure. When I bought it, there was no bottom in it. I made a bottom and put in it It's in, it's all mostly all there, and it's pretty solid. So now I'd say average shape for one of these, maybe a little below average. But when I bought it, it was really rough, and I didn't know whether I could salvage it or not. So it's turned out pretty good. And these things are getting kind of hard to come by. I saw one just over the weekend. I was at Westbury Antique Mall up in Bloomington. They had one just like this one. It was the same size, the same shape, the same configuration on the inside. You opened up the lid, and it had the paper label inside the lid, and on the back side it had another paper label just like it, and they had it displayed, and they wanted $100 for it. So made me feel pretty good about this one that I got. I got another one right over there on the shelf. You've probably seen it in other videos where I scanned around this room, and it's what I would call the more standard size. It's just about this wide, but it's about this tall. About twice as tall as this one. It's got a bigger thing. It's got the door on it. It's made out of tin, and it's got this, what you saw on the paper label, that scene of Fox Hunter. It's got it painted or lithographed on that metal door. I'm not sure how they accomplished that, but that's the more standard version. Those, I've seen those priced for $200, $250, $275. I may have even seen them for more than that. The one I got over is pretty nice. I've owned lots of these in my lifetime, and it's one of them things that just, when I sold the last one I had, I didn't give it a thought, but then they got hard to come by, and I went a lot of years without being able to buy one. I bought that one up there just for that reason. I just wanted one. So I bought it, paid more for it than I normally would have, set it up on the shelf, and there it sits. I had another one like this since then. I sold it to a guy, gave it to his dad for Christmas. So anyway, here this one is. I put a new bottom in it. I've been thinking about painting Putnam dies, Putnam fadeless dies on the front, but I think I'll just try to sell it like it is first before I try to improve on it anymore. I just have to get more money out of it if I did that. So I'm going to try to sell it just like it is. I'll put it down in my antique booth after time runs out on it here. But today I'm going to offer it to you for sale in my videos. There it is, Putnam die cabinet for sale, $55. And I'm going to say that sale, that's good until August the 15th. If you want that, get a hold of me. Come and get it, or arrange for me to ship it to you. You'll have to pay the shipping. $55, Putnam die cabinet. There it is. It's for sale. I'm a hard times guy. August the 15th. That sale's over with. If I still own this, I'm going to put a different price on it, a little bit more money. Put it down there in my antique booth, and it won't last long there because these are getting hard to find. One more thing I want to say about that wagon, and then we're going to wrap this up. You see that kid sitting in that wagon? I might show it again right now. See how I'm sitting in that wagon? Sitting there with my leg outstretched. Couldn't do it anymore. I'm too big to do that. There ain't a wagon big enough to do it. But if you could, I could sit down in one and stretch my leg out and hit me about the calf there in the front, and my foot stick over the end, and I have my other knee out on the ground like that kid is. I'm 73 years old, and I'm going to tell you, as dangerous as it was to take that wagon down the East Street Hill, today, if I sat down in a wagon like that kid is, like my grandkids were in those wagons here a few weeks ago in the video I made of them, if I sat down in a wagon like that, the danger would be in me trying to get up out of it. In fact, I think I'd have to have help from at least 2 people to get up from that position today without hurting myself. There just ain't that center of gravity, that low to the ground, these old knees having to lift all that, nothing to hold on to but that suicide stick. I'd turn the wagon over for sure. Okay. I'm a hard times guy. If you haven't watched my videos, go back and watch the rest of them. If you have, hit the subscribe button, like my videos, or don't like them. But I'm the hard times guy. Until the next time.